The BBC got interested, and they wanted to go explore, the modern theatre bit. So they gave me a commission to write a play. So I thought, I haven't got an idea for it. I just got an ambition to write it, but I don't have a clue. So I just thought I'd just start off with the idea of this group of guys. But the main thing about the play is that everybody has a total ambition to succeed and be somebody, which is the kind of objective of anyone, whether you're an actor or a dancer or a climber, you climb Everest, or you're a champion boxer, or you're a great dancer, or you have an objective to defy your limitations. So when Mike has the challenge of fighting his opposition, Curly King, it just supersedes everything. His whole life, his influence, his relationship with Sylv, with his friends, with his mum, with his dad, everything, because that is his super objective, is to defeat the beast. So that is the core of the play. So I thought, once I found this, I thought, yes, it's just about a fight. And my East End cousin, many, many years ago, about 50 years ago, or more, or maybe more, 60, 70 years ago, they had a kind of a punch-up with a real bully. Then he defeated him. He was a heroic guy. And so that was always in my mind, to be the core of the play. And it was, I saw the fight even, it was the most dramatic thing I've ever seen in my life. Because this young man, he was very idealistic, but he could also do karate. So the guy he fought, Harry Lee, was a terrible, powerful puncher. But young Siddy was able to capture him and disarm him, so to speak. And it was amazing. So that became the kind of motivation in the play. So I started it, and I thought I'll keep some of it in verse, not as much verse as before. And I gave it to the BBC. Very proud. I thought, I've got something here. And they turned it down. Said, well, didn't really, we don't quite follow why you got some in verse, some. They didn't understand it. It was unbelievable. So we did get it on TV. We got it on Channel 4. And so there is a rough recording of it.
Breathless, I was aghast when I saw, standing between a full moon and the blinking lamplight, this geezer. All armed, a certain aim he took and felled a suave git from Hoxton with a deft and subtle chop. I never witnessed Mike, I swear, such venom and gross form in leather stacked, his coat stitched and embellished with fine lattice work of studs, to be more deadly when swung, on other weapon being handy like.
Armed, you say? From top to toe?
From head to foot.
Then you saw not his face?
He wore his tifter up.
Yeah, by Christ, would I have been there?
He would have much amazed you.
Very like, very like.
His face, his rotten, grisly boat looked like a planet that had been boiled in nuclear wars or struck by meteors, raised by hurricanes, crisscrossed by deep canals and rank defiles. Those scars were mute but telling witnesses of battles fought with weapons, grim with deadly promise, and fought to bitter ends before the shout of hold, enough.
No shout of hold was at a den. Not when he earned those lines. The tailor that did redistribute his face served his apprenticeship in Smithfield's bloody stalls. Had habit of trust and chopped to fell by a ball by the likes of his man's deadly cheeks. Was put to death, no time allowed. They fought until the streets were strewn in blood and bits of human flesh did gladden many hearts of sewer rats that night. So I heard. He must be a right ugly bastard.
The face doth resemble the arsehole of an elephant.
A face like that won't launch 1,000 ships or pull the scrubbers to their beds in Edmonton, Ghent, Seal or Waltham Cross. So let him have his scars, his medals that he flaunts to all, to put the shits up any villain that doth take a fancy to him for about a bundle round her back. That don't go down with me, you hear? You scum, impressionable as the tides that lick on any shore and gather up the muck and floating rubbers from some hectic night that others have. You who feed upon the blood that others shed and wipe the bums of hard-faced villains, living by their very farts that you go down. And think you are so favoured to be near. That don't go down with me, you chorus, that exaggerate. Some slimy punk as big in your esteem as you are small when seen through normal eyes, and not those bent with envy and weighted down with fear, would seem a sort of normal bloke, a fraction harder than most at most, but not a raving cyclops crossed with Hitler and Goliath thrown in as well. So pack up all this now, Aaron, confess the utter wholesome gen. You fancy not my chances with this car?
Of course we doth, my dearest lovely Michael.
We were only uttering the like of what we saw. Destruction of the king of Oxton's hardy pack. You know that gruesome mob. They're hard men, Mike. As tough as hobnailed boots from days and nights of doing bird and eating porridge within flinty walls of Pentonville.
And Brickstone, scholars of notorious hatchet men of Broadmoor, served their apprenticeships at double time in Parkhurst, Isle of Wight, neath the twins, who taught them ultra-subtle ways with carving knives.
They brought up hard. Since snot-nosed kids they never knew. The softer life. Electric blankets when you're snug at night from pulling scrubbers from the Locarno Streatham or the Lie. The cold walk back to home and earth. A glass of Tizer in the fridge and mum's left chicken soup for you to nosh.
Bagel warming in the stove.
Those dulcet ways doth soften us hackney lads.
Sure, we'd be good for bang with gang upon a bird, or the occasional toe-to-toe with hard-faced Arthur or blonde type from Tottenham. I've seen you feel the beast. But those from Oxton, they're not human, Mike.
They feel no pain. They don't even wear coats in winter even.
Not to spoil their whistles, crush their shoulder pads. They don't even like pulling talent as they disembark their energy they wish to save for making love to violence.
So that's why all those tarts and slags come running to us panting drawers at half-mast when they see a lad from Hackney or from Stamford Hill.
Of course, they're blokes just giving them clobberings and pints of crummy bitter if they're lucky, and a game of darts, a kicking if they get in front of the Arsenal Spurs on telly on a Saturday. Thick days of rest from hauling bricks round the sides to hard and gnarled hands to bunch into thick mitts or knuckle sandwiches to finish off a pleasant evening at the Royal Tottenham. They're not for you. I know you're hard, my Royal Mike, the King of Stamford Hill. I've seen you put your dukes through wooden shithouse doors for practice.
But those hands were made for better things, like dealing royal flush trump beneath the deck.
Right.
Unhooking bars one-handed, whilst the other like supple snake seeks her pastures.
Right.
Or making rude and gamey gestures from fast cars and thick-brained yobs from Rumford, who in slow and worn-out bangers can only yelp and scream vile insults lashed in hate about the nature of our origin and flash their rotten teeth as we slide past in fast cortinas.
Birds galore in black, squashed in and squeaking, flapping in their awesome glee at your horsepower, man.
So let's forget the bundle. Let's scout out what muff walks lonesome streets tonight and drag 'em back to 40 watts of Eric Clapton or Queen.
Swallow it, you mean? And wear a hideous yellow on my back to strut before a wanton emblem lymph. That's what you see for me. Mike, the king of N16, I'll drown more villains than a mermaid could, deceive more sliding than old Shylock would, and set the murderous Oxton king to school! Can I do this and cannot get his crown? Balls! Where is Al Capone? I'll pluck it then! Now listen, men of faith, beneath my gabardine and poplin shirts, beneath my Crombie setting line with slanting pockets, there beats a heart of steel and will of iron. I'll crack open his skull with this. I do 1,000 press-ups every day, have 4 arm curls, a score of chin-ups on the bar, have made my arms a vice to crush, bench press 300 pounds. These triceps aren't just ornaments, you feel. 500 squats a day with poundage on my back of 2 grown men. Have made my thighs the girth of oaks and 5 score pull-ups on an inclined bench, have carved a marble sculpture on my gut. Phil, go on, punch and break your fist on me, you civilly word. Just 'cause my mum fed me with bagels, cream cheese and rich balls. You think I'm a powder puff or soggy stuff dust to be shaped to humping ladies, underwear round retailers? What's fucking stockings out of suitcases on Oxford Street or doing knowledge on a moped with a dream of owning one fat stinking taxi cab and sit, spy and walk with 30p upon the clock? Where to, sir? To some ponce who vomits in the back, who has a quick chava. No boy, that's not for me.
Oh, mine's made up.
Yep, then come. We'll show them what we're made of.
That's the way. I see you now. Straining like greyhounds in the slips at Haringey. Less away. Arm yourselves, my boys, the heat is on. Those that do not fight with us this day will think themselves accursed. They were not here. Get chains and mallets, choppers and fine steel. We'll give those evil bastards something to feel. We'll wrap a warning round their skulls. And they'll not bestride our streets no more. They're ugly mugs, scaring the police horses, causing our pregnant ladies to abort upon their sight and smell. No more banter! Let's go pell-mell to meet in heaven or hand in hand in hell.
Smash, 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 nut, smash, and punch, kick, nut. Boom.
Worms, Harry. Worms.
Quick! Give it away before the Lord doth mark us for accessory.
Harry dies. They race off, run in on the spot, then turn upstage and run to their chairs, leaving Mike's mum and dad, Pearl and Sid with newspapers each side of the table. Mike's mum and dad, Sid and Pearl, in their room.
It says here, pass another cup of tea, Pearl, that last night violent street gangs clashed, causing revolt and misery. 6 taken in with wounds, 1 fatal, caused by, they say, rough Gurkha knives and chains.
It's not safe, Sid, to walk the streets at night. You want some more toast with your eggs?
No, that's fine.
Piece more cheese?
Those lousy gits are getting bolder every day. It makes you sick, the youth today. You got some Swiss?
No, only cheddar.
Oh, well, that'll do. Are all those fish cakes gone?
You had the last one yesterday.
Well, that's all you made.
Well, I'll make more, you leave them.
So? I can wait in the fridge and give them a warmer under the grill.
Tomorrow I'll make some more.
Oh, then it's too late. My yen for fish cakes may be gone.
That's why I leave them. I'll make the lot.
You don't tell there's some remaining. I always have to ask. You know I like 'em, Pearl. 1,000 curses on their guts, those swine. The youth today. They don't know what to do but spraunce about.
They're spoiled by overpay and telly.
I should smile. Filth that comes out streaming from the box and films.
Shit, face, scabby bollocks.
Yeah. You couldn't take them like years ago, your family out, to queue in the 1 and 9s and have a laugh. A sandwich in a bag to munch between the films.
You'd always have a laugh.
That's right. You're right. Feel safe and cosy. Where's little Mike?
Oh, bless him.
He's tearing up and down the aisle. Laugh. Ice cream from walls at Tuppers.
Chocolate,
Ice lollies.
vanilla cup,
Chocolate well.
bag of peanuts.
Oh, never ate them. Stuck in my dentures.
I did.
Yeah, oh yeah, you did. All the way through Road to Barley. Munch, 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 munch.
Road to Singapore.
Road to Mandalay.
Song of the Desert.
Wizard of Oz.
Red shoes.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. What a picture.
King Kong.
Chorus mime the end of King Kong sequence. Mike on table as Kong and chorus as planes shooting at him.
Get off the table, Mike. You upset your father.
Well, that was a shocker. A cuddle in the back.
You never?
Oh, didn't I? Yes, I did. And then we'd have a cuppa in Joe Lyons with a pastry, right? Oh, they'd make a great cuppa then.
They were famous for it then.
Pastries. Oh, they were delicious
They
then.
made the best then.
Rum barbar. Chocolate eclair.
Custard tart.
Lemon meringue.
I gossip with our friends, all content like. Don't see them anymore.
I don't visit.
You don't ring them.
Well, they don't ring me. I should ring them.
They should ring us.
Well, that's right. They never ask about the kids. Never say like years ago, come over, Sid, and have a cuppa. A game of solo and a natter.
You asked them once.
I did, you're right. I won't keep begging. I should beg them? What have they done for me? Ask yourself, except ask a favour.
That's all.
Hey, Sid, lengthen the sleeve. Norman's grown out of them. Take in a seat. Couldn't you put in a new lining, could you?
There's one in hospital still in a coma, fighting for his life.
Oh, they get what they deserve. What they sow, they reap. They get as good as they give. I should worry about them. Overstretched health service, and they get a bit at once. They should have left them to bleed to death.
He's still a son of some poor mother.
Oh, unwanted bastard of some brass, no doubt. Pulled up, waiting outside the pub.
When we going home, Dad?
Outside the door in all weathers, waiting for his dad and mum who's sinking down pints inside, and now and then peek out to see if the kid's all right, buying them a bag of crisps to keep them happy. Oh, it makes you sick. Their little noses running, blue knees and shivering, while Ma dies, knees up Mother Brown, to some Joanna. That's the love they had. Witness the clouts their mums have suffered at the hands of their doltish Duncan dad, and emulate like as they in their turn into them. Coming home from school, all starving with a bit of bread and dripping on the table and a note, "Do not disturb while Mum performs with Uncle upstairs." Breaking in and entry in their teens, and then a term or two of Borstal sets them up to become citizens of our fair capital. When once we walked down Leicester's famous square and had, at the corner house, a quartet playing. Lunch at £0.50.
Those were the days.
A salad bowl.
Mixed grill.
The guinea and the piggy.
All you could eat for a guinea. Imagine.
I kept going back for more. Do you remember? Oh, he couldn't believe his eyes. 5 times he saw me. Fill it up, I said. Plate was up to here. I wolfed it down, and then I went back again. All you could eat. Well, that's what it said. There was nothing they could do.
They closed it down. That's what they did.
Well, not on account of me. Because of hard-faced layabouts would lay about all night and put the wind up decent folks.
Hey, Jimmy, give us a drink.
That's why they closed it, mate. The West End's now the Carsey.
Poorest mum's vomiting.
Nah, you dare not walk down the streets at night lest some unsavoury mugger, some huge schwarzer maybe, takes an eye to you.
What you looking at?
Or drug-crazed hippie, dying for a fix, decides to stick a Bennett in your guts for $50.
I'm nervous going to bingo, even if that's only down the road.
Nobody phoned, eh?
No. Shall I ring Rosie? Ask them round for tea on Sunday.
We should ring them. When do they ring us?
You're right, Sid. You're quite right.
Be independent. Don't be proud. Be a little independent.
When you're right, you're right. Maybe she rang when we were out.
So? Did she try again? You'll make fish cakes tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll make a load. Only, who will eat them?
I'll eat them. Don't worry. I'll eat them.
Hospital, bed, facing Harry dying, quite still. Table is the bed.
It's our fault that little Harry fell. His memory shall be honoured for all time. Stabbed in the field by a coward's hand.
This will not go unanswered. He shall be avenged.
Eye for an eye, tooth for tooth.
We had them on the run. They fled beneath our might, but one fell rat draws out a knife to leave his mark behind.
Tanker of the netherworld, they are a plague that we must crush, or else they'll grow, contaminate by touch.
What's the answer? Eh? Blood for blood?
You must strike at the top. Cut off the head and then the body's dead. Confusion then will spread about. Then we mop up. To get into the hornet's nest and kill the king. Not battle in the streets. But plan concerted armed attack. He's hard, you say. Invincible to some. But he's only a human like us all. With feeling senses. If you kick him, does he not hurt? If you stab him, will he not bleed?
To go to the lion's den, he's begging for it. They'll smell us at a mile. They'll see our homespun spotless face, not scabby, lined with tracks like Clapham Junction. They'll suss us out before we're even near and wipe us off the streets.
Camouflage is what we need. Divest yourselves of your smooth gear and imitate the clobber of that mob. Cheese cutters and football boots, a choke around our neck in white, a black shirt here and there, and dirty up.
That's great. I'll drink to that. Let's make a ding-dong at Dave's pad to celebrate this plan. You're all invited. Bring some booze and birds laid on, some slags he pulled from Dalston, double hot in keenness, and mad to make acquaintance of you, mate. Yeah, I double fancy that. Right on, mate. I'll change my knickers. Let's get booze.
Do not forget what we have said tonight. Don't let this booze up blunt our dreaded purpose.
No. We will speak further on it. Oh, come, Mike. Let's mix our grief with some small joy to celebrate destruction of the beast. We'll make our plans tonight and fix the date.
Okay. At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Mike's bird, Sylv, in her room. Boys and family act as simultaneous background for their areas. Pub at top, Pearl and Sid in centre. Sylv at the bottom.
It was November. The last dead leaves of autumn were falling off the perch. The day was cold as ice. Flawless sky, mind you, like it was washed in Daz. The pigeons picking at the ardent chunks of dog shit. It was silent, like a Sunday is round here. And I went down the road to get the Sunday mirror and some fags. The OAPs were snivelling in their scarves they wrapped round their sunken, sucked-in cheeks as they bought cat food for their sole companions. Their chat was shrill, with hello doll, how's your chest, and in it parky, half a gallon of paraffin. And back they went, swaddled in veins and rheumatism to their grim stove on the landing room. Cold water and a pick of dad's when he was fighting for his king for 3 and 6 a week. Postcard on the mantelpiece from daughter seen just once a year. Christmas, maybe. Or a death. It's funny that I sit in now and wait for him to ring. He said he would today.
What, Les? Put something on a jukebox.
What do you want? Rosemary Clooney?
Must we watch telly all the time? Let's play cards.
Mike usually decides to come over. It's so nice. We sit in watching some old flick on the telly. Or playing Perry Como or some Brahms, particularly he likes Fifth by Beethoven. Gets him all worked up, he says though. I like dancing really, to some Latin. We jump around for a bit, shake a leg. We'll have a fag or two, or smoke a joint, maybe a Bennett just before our lunch. I'll warm up a frozen curry from the store, maybe fry bentos, though Chinese from the takeaway is nice. Some chop suey and some chips. That's good, I fancy that. He don't half love it at all. I'll get that in a minute. And what else? I think that's all. Oh, come on, Mike, and bloody phone, you blooming bore.
Not so much.
5 more points, Bert.
Oh, my Elsa. Pulverise a couple of pills, Pearl.
Suppose I'll get it all when he don't come. I'll keep it for tomorrow. I'll do that. He ain't half nice. He really is. He has his funny ways, I mean, who don't? And sometimes I could strangle him, but when he looks at me with those eyes, I just wanted then to mother him. He's really handsome, like a movie star. But rugged, like, not puffy, but a cross between Paul Newman and Brando, with little wints of Redford and a touch of Cary Grant, or maybe Boris Karloff. It don't half make me laugh sometimes. We'd laugh so much, they'd knock back on our walls, those from next door, that woman who's always sick and lives with her mad son who never works. Oh, come on, Mike!
What? Ask me. I care.
Do you care?
Dorothy said she might pop in tonight.
Oh, I'm out.
I can't remember. Did I take the pill today or not? Oh, piss, I lost my little card. Oh, never mind. But then, suppose he wants to then, what do I do? Oh, never mind, one day won't hurt, will you? No, I shouldn't think it would. Oh dear. Rules are rules, and if you break them, then you take the risk. Men, they care, but then they're not supposed to. Really? Well, they never do.
See you at Sylv tonight.
Giving her the elbow.
How about Ange?
Turn it off, for Christ's sake.
It's the weather forecast.
I can't go through all that again. No, God forbid, I just can't go back to that vile place and let them in to murder part of me again. Like opening your doors to killers in white coats and saying, it's in there, you will be quick. It won't hurt, will it? No, not again. Oh, come on, Mike, I'm getting bored hanging around. It's Sunday. Come on, ring you, sod.
So I said, pal, do I look like a tin of dog food?
Go to bed.
Sylv takes a fag out, looks in the mirror, lifts her skirt, suspender belt, garters.
Couldn't resist it, really. He likes that. It's cheeky. I feel funny in the street. Funny and nice at once. To know, like, what's underneath. And no one else suspects, how could they? I'll give him a surprise. That's if he wants surprising, that is. I don't know lately if it's getting, well, better or worse. Can never tell with him. Or maybe he's getting something else to play with. Bastard, bet he has. Oh, if he did, maybe that's it. It's wearing him out. It's wearing out. It's not the armed assault like once it was. Then he'd come at me like I was the last bird in the world. He said he loved me then. After the op, he turned all funny for a while. Chopped soy or a curry. Maybe a plate of spags. Ring you git, I can't stay in all day and wait.
Here's to a smooth and slick funeral.
It's just a blank screen, Sid.
I fancy going up west. I'll treat him to a film and we'll sit in a nice wine bar. I'd like to meet some people for a change. Just watch them even. Sick of staying in. Come on. Ring me, please. Ring. Just please. Ring.
You all know the ways and days. First right, first left.
I'm going to bed.
A score of broken bones and busted schnozzles was the price we paid by being unprepared.
By being unprepared, we was caught out with our knickers well and truly down.
He came back for revenge last night for the almighty pasting that they took, as if poor Harry's precious life was not enough to slake the creature's thirst.
The brute and monstrous thing rose from its lair into the thick sulphurous night, while we were snoring, gorged appetites like swinish pigs, well bloated and obscene from the evening in, with favoured bints. Well bloated and obscene from the evening in with favoured bints. Their perfumed limbs enwrapped us like some marble seraphims. The sweetness of their breath, so honeydewed mellifluous with tinkling flute-like voices, beguiled us with soft porn suggestions. In the dales and valleys of our ears, and we unpeeled them like it was ripened plum or mango, satsuma or sweet pear. But they were poison fruit. Within they carried venom. Between their loins, a praying mantis, sucking us to our death in lust-filled swoons. For they had plans. The birds we pulled last night were fronted to attack, were set up to assuage us in our guard by rendering unarmed our finest men, attacking us where we are vulnerable, our sensual centres. Fame to all the world. Those cornucopias of passion, our Achilles' heel, our Samson's hair, where flock the sirens of the Western world to feed and drink in our rich pastures, welcoming them all, turning none from our door, those starved within the barren regions of Dalston, Enfield and Wood Green, who flock to Stamford Hill.
Oh, horror! We planned too late our deed. We should have struck when he was bloated in his bed as he found us. Instead of deeds, we fell to carousing as if to celebrate the victory before it's won.
Oh, you, my sinews, bear me stiffly up.
We were cinch. Lucky for you that we were out. The stroke of fate that did decide by tossing coins. You were the chosen one to buy the shish kebab from the takeaway, or else you may have suffered that like fate. That march so painfully upon our undefeated loins.
My fate cries out and makes each petty artery in this body as hardy as the hardest villain's nerve. I'll tear him all to pieces!
You shall not go.
By heaven, I'll make a corpse of him that lets me. I say away! I warned you. What did I say? You were seduced by snatch. You were watchman first asleep. His potion drug, no doubt. allowed yourselves to be disarmed and floating in the ether of vital lust, so as not to hear the hobnail boots they always wear with toes still kept in dread. You mugs. What are you? With friends like you, I don't need enemies. You were outshrewd by the Oxton fiends. Who's celebrating there? No doubt in City Arms. Carousing with his Chiners. How easy was it after all? And laughing with loud chortles while the blast of shame sits on our brows like the heel mark of Cain. Now who comes here?
A messenger approaches. I come unarmed from Hoxton's mighty king to give a message to him that calls himself the Prince of Darkness, the King of Stamford Hill, or just plain stip it in Mike.
I'm known by many names. Those men do. Say what your business is and blow. You emissary from the underworld where sunshine never comes and days are choked in hell's polluted smoke. Say what brings you here to blow upon your master's cowardice and treachery.
Cut out the patter, man, and cock an ear to what my honoured master hath to spout.
You dare to speak like that, you pint of Nat's piece.
Let him go.
And wisely said, that you may learn a thing or three. I see you are the governor, so here's the spiel. To cut all these wars which doth confuse the citizens of our strife-worn manor, to halt the battles in the royal Tottenham, which hath us banned from dancing with our chicks and making parley with our mates, to cease the clash of skulls and iron in our streets which doth excite old Johnny Law to exercise his tools on us, and bring the Black Marias out like wailing banshees round our council flats. In other words, a 1-to-1. Just you and he, step round the back by some remote deserted track, the Hackney Marshes, or designate a place that you prefer. I'll pass the message on.
The marshes suits me well. Tell him I'll come.
On the stroke of 12, 1 week from now.
I shall be there.
I do not doubt some foul play.
A 1-to-1. It's what I've always dreamed of.
What if he should lure you into some forbidden trap, and there...
What should I fear when I now sense a giant strolling in my veins? Now I could slay our armies all alone, a 1-to-1. I wish there were 100 just like he. A week from now. Till then, sit still, my soul, for Hackney Marshes will become the bloody sea.
They trot off in a quasi-military fashion. Exeunt. Fanfare. Sid and Pearl in their rooms. They speak, but not to each other.
Soho's not what it's cut out to be.
I get bored watching telly every night.
There was a time when it was fun to walk the streets in summer. Birds out on the game, all legs. Then stand about, flaunt themselves for all to see. You knew what you were getting. Well, not that I got. But for a laugh, you'd ask them, how much? And go up to the next. Oh, well, it passed the time.
Sometimes I'd like to pack my bags and leave him to it. Just run out and go. I don't care where. Just up and off and never see his face again. Too late now. I should have done it a long time ago.
Where did it all go wrong, I ask myself. She never had to do a stroke of work. I brought home all my wages every week. Well, not all mines, but, well, I never went short.
They's not taken me out for years. Not once in years, like, come on, Pearl, let's drive to Brighton for a day. It's sunny out. We'll pack a lunch and take the kids. I used to like it years ago. The pier, stroll along the prom, sit on the beach and watch Michael throw pebbles in the sea. And then a game of housey. It's called bingo now. We won a silver-plated teapot. Where has it gone, I wonder?
The others all made profits from the war. I was honest Joe. I could have made a fortune. With a little simple graft, black market was the rage.
But for the kids, I'd have slipped out long ago. But when you're tired, it's difficult. How could I leave them or support them in a furnished room? It's just for them I live. It's for the twinkle in my baby's eye that I can soldier on. Not that he's an angel, but he's all I've got. And she's as good as gold.
The ingrates, that's the truth. Give us a quid or two, Dad, or a tenner, or a pony, maybe. Pay you back? No, never. Sponge on my old bones till I drop dead. I'd like, for once, to see him looking smart. A decent haircut, a well-cut suit instead of that costume he wears, the layabout.
I look at him and think, what have I got but Abbott and some sleeping pills to send us to oblivion at night, or else the pain of our arthritic bones to soften his loud snores and give an hour or two of sweet forgetfulness. One day I'll take the lot.
Harry's boy did well. Matriculated and all that, then college, then degrees in this and that. Clever lad. He's stopped in most every night to fill his cot with knowledge. He's no schmuck. And the skill to stand up in court and be a man, defending companies in the quagmire of business laws. What a man is Harry's boy. His mum and dad, he bought them a home in Chingford with a garden and drives the Ford estate. What did my son ever achieve for us? Doubt and anguish. Fear of every knocking on the door in case some Johnny Law should say, we're looking for...
Some wives have husbands who's a joy. So proud to entertain and lay a table for their friends on Sunday night. How lovely to see you. A drink of port and tell some jokes, maybe a game of pontoon. Silver laid and lumps of children everywhere. Daughters and sons, grandchildren too to fuss over. Their grannies take them out. Their fathers proud and braying their achievements in the world of their most honoured kids. They don't advise us anymore.
Why, Auntie Pearl?
Lovely meringues, Pearl.
But you...
And I can't go alone. He says he's too tired to go out. And what have they done for him? He says, you've only got to entertain the back. So we sit in and watch the telly.
I showed him how to earn an honest buck. I only told him, now get out and graft. Did I do something wrong? To turn him into a villain? A lousy sponger? Lowlife that he is. Who comes home, when he does, with bashed in teeth and broken bones and God knows where he's been or what he's done. If he stayed in and copped a book or two, got a decent job when he was young instead of dancing out all night with stinking whores, no doubt. The filth he mixes with is rife in bad contagion. If he had worked, he's got a brain. He could have been a manager, at least of Cecil G's, or maybe an accountant. Now that's the job. For that, you need a noddle on your bones. Herbert for his son. To tell the truth, no blood of mine, but hers.
He set him no example if he's bad.
From her, all her spoiling, he's no good.
Did he get a father's love? I asked myself.
She always favoured him, right from the moment he was born.
Never took an interest in him the way a father should, to show him what it is he should know.
What time is Hawaii 5-0 on?
8 o'clock.
Turn it on, will you, love?
I fancy going down the Royal. Double fancy there.
Mecca is my temple of
Who
faith.
shall I pull?
Who shall I meet? Will she be wrapped up like a Christmas tree?
The fireball's turning, the music starts. Your eyes survey the crumpet and you say, do you want to dance?
Do you want to dance?
Do you want to dance? Mike takes Sylv onto the floor. Just the two of them. The boys are upstage, acting as a chorus line with invisible partners.
Do you want to dance? We slid onto the floor like two seals in a pool, wearing an ashen look about her face, smelling like a perfume can of boots. She had that look about her, like I couldn't care if you dropped dead look. Her eyes scanning like a talent, searching out her form. Of course, we do not get too close, just enough to give a hint of things to come. A lasso of lust waves encircles her.
He looks like any other, with easy grin, street corner patter. So we dance a bit, and then he asks me. With him, as if he bought me for a dance. Whereas I stand or sit with or without mates, watching lines of faceless trousers stomping up and down. He looks okay. Nice eyes. Love crumbled grey and smoking already for me. He says he don't half fancy taking me home. Back to my gaff. An arm squeeze. Yeah, Another grin and it lipstick smudged. I'll do my hair. Excuse me.
Thanks, love.
That was nice.
Enjoyed that.
Fancy a drink?
Where do you live?
Oh.
I got to the Kazi, full of geezers doing their barnets and who has who.
I'll take the ugly one.
Yeah, why?
What a cracker.
I didn't get nothing and all that. I take the future of England in my hand and ponder her body, which seems to me as if a shoaless, silvery fish were gathered in a net, and her wiggling and slivery in her silken skin encasing her incredible form.
Minor strides, pal.
Whilst I read what Kilroy has been up to, so after much chat, and I don't know, the night was wearing thin, and I became afeard that unless she yielded to my heartfelt quest to take her own, that is, these chicks, these panoplies of exquisite and sensual delights, would be booked up by other snatch bandits staking out their prey for the night. And if at 12 o'clock I walk home on my Todd Sloan, I would be well and truly choked.
Not tonight. Let it not be tonight.
Why just to the door, let's...
No, I said not tonight.
Let's go inside. Our makeup's cracked beneath the light. Our breath steams and snorts.
He should wait. Else I'm just another receptacle to stomp out his butt. He pushes himself against me like I was for him a sanctuary that he was struggling to get into.
Shoot by wolves, and she took my breath away.
And he asked me out the next day. And from then, all I wanted was to be a sacrifice. Like an offering. I can't help it. How often can you feel that? And that's how I felt. And he felt good to me all the time. And often, not like the others, but someone wanting someone like me. And now, why won't the bastard ring?
The lads jump in attacking stance.
Like sitting around the back was what was expected of you. Like a clobbering now and then was mixed up with pulling birds round here for stand-up shavers. Like that very spot where now you gaily spray your spunk was where 2 nights ago you splattered blood. Against that very wall, you pulled in passageways, in doorways, in any nook and cranny, so you only exercise your passion in the dark and private with a bird or bloke for violence or love or be in love with violence. So when 2 tearaways decide to bundle to inflict some GBH upon each other's form, they might be making love and seeking out their soft parts to inflict upon them some unsightly woe, and finish off the night in blissful satisfaction of adrenaline, well pumped and flushy bleeding faces all lit up with joy. And many hands thumps on the back.
You did all right, mate.
Yes, you didn't half give him one booting, like.
Kick the shit out of.
I like the bit when... Well and truly.
Handsome. Ta-da!
See ya.
Look after.
See ya, player.
All the breast.
So he decided that it had to be, and so prepared himself for the onslaught, toe to toe, nose to nose, the weapons chosen, and us Chinas to be there in case the others thrust their grubby maulers in. Jim, Mike training with weights. During this last speech, pushing weights in conjunction with music, muscles bulging, veins swelling, sweat pouring off in shower, the mates continuing their foreboding text.
I've seen a brutish thing. He has to slay Fancy's chances. I don't know. I had to tell my mucker, my best mate, that I might carry him in my heart. A little doubt. So I keep stum and render him in my total confidence in this night's caper.
The other bloke annihilated last week was in a coma for some days. Between the sheets he bled and put tubes in both ears to see if he was leaking red from broken tissues or the brain. That's what they do. And shoved up little things into his nose in case he hemorrhaged and formed a clot and shaved his head and searched his skull in case his mind was cracked. All broken, but he recovered to tell the tale.
And was it worth it? After all, I'd rather be tucked up and wrapped around a soft creature, dragging kisses out from the deep than face a bunch of fives well clenched. I do not fancy kissing that at all.
But who can undo what has been done? Or wipe the writing off on the wall? What has to be will be.
Walking home after the gym, bag over shoulder, music. Each one follows the other and takes over the walk.
Walking home alone beneath the stars, up Armour's Road, to Manor House and down to Finsbury Park, where little ducks sit quietly at night, like toys in a lake of glass, to lonely back streets after, night of rock and roll, at the Rainbow, or James Bond giving her one at the Isolde. Maybe a binge at some vomity local. I could not help but wonder, on this night of all the talent getting well and truly laid, And all the grinding going on. And how many and how much and all the wails and screaming going on right at this moment. Could almost in the silent, aching streets hear across the city of all the sides, rising and fading like sirens, thousands, maybe tens of thousands, creating a vast and lubricant symphony, a concerto. And in the secret places, alleyways and back rooms and parties, some in crispy beds, and some round the backs of lorries or in graveyards. Some getting their oats before their time, by dint of fret, in lonely fields, dragged by their snatch-crazed fiends.
Digging in and hacking away like crazy robbers, smash and grab of flesh, and tides rising and falling together, while the mad moon, a giant's eye, spying it all out. The murdered and the robbed, and geezers out for bondage in Earl's Court, and in the night the steam is rising from the heaps of bodies twisting in shapes like vampires, feasting on their prey, and the cars passing. Occupants all warm and cosy. He's driving, zapper in stereo, hand on knee, maybe one will stop for me, and some delicious and horrendous piece, swathed in filth-packed flesh, will utter, "Can I give you a lift, young man?" Drooling sibilantly from scarlet, lush-filled lips, opens the door, smelling like honeysuckle in the dark hint of things to come. The promise of Elysium, and we'll shoot off into the night searching for treasure.
But nothing. Only the jeers of dawn cruisers heading for their unmade beds in Walthamstow and Leighton, reeking stale beer and fish and chips, frayed Bentos pies from all-night stands in Spitalfields, then home belching their unholy gut rot into their scummy slags that hang around, hair lacquered like Brillo pads, and waking in the light of day, one white arm with digital, cheap one upon his wrist comes snaking out the pit where Scrubber lies a-snoring. And searching in his trousers for a pack of fags, starts the day in cough wake, dragging ropes of phlegm from vaults well stocked within, blue smoke rising, while the sunshine peeks reluctantly in, exposing a big juicy yellow pimple on her back, comes then spewing through the radio, some idiot, so the day starts in a bath of rancid bacon and eggs.
I'll get into my little bit, thus strengthened by steel for the back of the head. I'll drink a pint, say my prayers, and wait for Mum to wake me up in the morning. French toast and tea. I double fancy that.
Act 2. Song of the Hoxton Mob. They march around the stage with East End, macho, animalistic precision, jutting heads and threatening stares to a drumbeat.
I'm known as the Avenger. When they see me, they do quell. Will they see before their runny eyes a short pathway to ultra-violence with a swift descent to hell? They scare before they get here. They tremble at my name. To look upon my face is quite enough to send them packing off before they've time to clench their sweaty fists to deal out pain. I'm known as the Avenger, and they seek to claim my crown. But the hardest villains are the ones that soonest come tumbling down. So come on, boy, I'm waiting. I hear you're on your way. I'm hungry for the blood of victims. I need another jerk like you, a mother's boy, to slay.
Mike jumps into a pool of light and becomes a Cockney Lenny Bruce for 5 minutes.
Day in the morning, while the sun rose like a biscuit behind the glue factory, quivering in the smoke. I'd get up at 7 to go to work. Mum packed some sandwiches, which would get soggy by the time it was opened. I would crush myself in the tube and others behind me would crush, and we'd all get crushed together, which was all right if you happened to have your leg wedged between the thighs of some radiant, fair-skinned, blushing and divine darling, but not if some stinking gentleman from an exotic country of the east was breathing the shit he calls food all over your face. And as the door slid open, the composite masses of sludgy flesh would wobble like a wall of jelly, and some schemer would put a foot in the door and attempt to weld himself into the compost heap quivering together on the Piccadilly line. Pooh! Who farted? Was it you? I'd read the latest filth scrawled up when the doors opened. No one would move to let anyone in. We were staunch allies in our square foot of space. The doors shut and the pack got squirmier. I was thinking about that bundle all the while and making horrible little flickers in my mind about the outcome. Eyes staring into their daily tits that they'll never feel, only ogle. Hands would wander about in a pit of hell. Old ladies gasping their last breath, glaring at some young sod in a seat. An umbrella stuck up your arse, fags stubbed out in your face, and the ads advised you on the merits of speed writing, revealing some grotty slag smiling deliriously like an insane gorilla, while chewing on an improvised cock drawn by a future Picasso. And I stare all the time at the ads like it was a meditation, while performing frottage against a piece of taffeta. Lovely. Working as a typist in Oxford Street. Oh no, don't get out yet. I'm not there yet. You may not be there, but I am. Oh, sod it. Oxford Circus, and the train heaves us like a bad case of diarrhoea. Then I'm channelled up the elevator, still holding my dangle, and briefcase with the squashed up sandwiches, churned up like the debris of human rejects, bits of machinery on the conveyor belt going back for repairing or destroying. And I'd hoped I'd see that bird again. She was lovely, with great gooey eyes. Maybe I'll wait for her tomorrow, wend my way to my office in Bond Street when I was managing director of a firm of wholesale jewellers, flogging pearls out of a suitcase in Oxford Street for Xmas. Genuine three-slung diamante pearls, a quid with beautiful engine-turned beveled edges. Come on, don't just stand there. Gentleman over there, lady over there. What's that? There's a Johnny nipping in the Woolies or the ABC for a quick cup of bird vomit. Travelling salesman swilling down some unidentified goo. Grin stitched to their unfortunate faces. Collapsed spine, frayed cuffs and soles, and breath to fill a dragon. I saw a geezer shove his fork into a pie at one of those filling stations of garbage manufacturers, but it was empty except for a mouse that was curled up inside with a happy look on his face, sleeping, and he didn't want to disturb the mouse like he thought it could have been a pet, since a lot of these chain calves have a lot of mice around. So he took it back. "This mouse has eaten my pie, miss," he said, this waitress who was slithering around on the dead grease with bunches of varicose-like gnarled roots on her pins, says, "What, and he's still alive? I'm glad something like our pies here. Never mind the humour, I want another pie." He was sweating now since he used this day's voucher. She says, "I'll send it back to the markets, and if they find faulty, they'll refund your money." But this didn't solve the problem. And he screamed, and they didn't want to send it back. The evidence is there. The mouse is there. So after all the rhubarb and shouting, he's kicking up a big pen and ink. The manager comes sludging over, a fag hanging out of his hand, and one off of his ear, and one up his arse, no doubt. So this greasy manager comes wiping his fingers on his apron since he's been making them sandwiches. He had distinguished himself in service by cutting the thinnest ham in the world, and was straight away employed by Fortes. So here he was, and said, "If you make a fuss like this in a good British cafe, 3 million men fought the Second World War on food like this." So the salesman, bowing to his superior size, says, all right. And then the manager, seeing that salesman had calmed down, said, "Was there something we could do for him?" And the salesman brightened up a bit and says, "Perhaps you could warm the mouse up, please." "Certainly, sir, right away, sir," came the immediate response. But the mouse, sussing something was up with it all, the movement going on, cocks an ear and runs down the waitress's leg. He screamed, farted loudly and up to shake the windows, and slides over the old greasy floor, keeling over a table on the way down, whose aged occupants were shocked into a sudden coma. Well, after that, I didn't fancy going back to that cafe anymore. It's all true. Don't look at me like that. I'm worried about that fight. Anyway, I gave up flogging bent gear in Oxford Street after that. They say there's a big future in flogging magistrates with bags over their heads. They pay well.
They all mime a tube in rush hour, the words of the chorus syncopating with the train. Breakfast, shit, work,
lunch,
bed. Back on the tube or walking the streets, slow motion. Best on the tube. Only a few strap hangers or passers-by become Mike's friends.
Hello, Mike. I wish you luck for tomorrow.
Thanks. How do you think you'll do? Very well, thank you. How's your mother?
She's okay.
Still washing your knickers?
No fear. I send them to be read by a fortune teller.
Are you scared?
Not a jot.
I bet you are.
How much? You want to see my pants?
Don't go, Mike. They're goading you on.
What are you doing on the Piccadilly line?
Giving head to accountants in rush hour.
That's not very nice, is it?
I waited in all day for you on Sunday.
I have things on my mind.
That's what they all say.
Who's they?
I wish I knew.
Going down to Raw tonight?
I can't. Got to preserve my strength.
Pity. We had something really dishy lined up for you.
Keep it warm for me under the grill. I'll be back.
You owe.
What do you mean?
Oh, words.
They're trying to undermine my fierce endeavour.
Hello, Mike. Going for a ride up west?
Not tonight, Ken. Not tonight, old son.
Who's going with you, Mike?
I'll go alone unless you want to hold my coat.
Do me a favour. I wouldn't go down there for all the salmon in Wentworth Street. All except Mike leave the train. Pearl and Sid get on.
You could have been an accountant or a manager of a string of menswear shops.
I'd rather be banded in a nutshell and count myself king of infinite space.
Michael, my son, my joy and pride, jewel of my loins, apple of my eye, the be-all and end-all, the sun in the morning and the stars at night. Where are you going, my son?
For a fight to the death, a battle of honour, destruction of a monster, to kill the plague, to slay the dragon, to defend the weak, to prove my worth, to destroy the mighty, to avenge the dead, to annihilate the oppressor, to be a mensch, to have a punch-up.
Well, wrap up warm. It's bitter out.
Come on, Mum.
They leave the train.
Stars hide your fires. Let night not see my dark and deep desires. Maybe I'll go dancing after all to keep my mind off it.
The chorus is seated as in a dance hall. Mike takes Sylv into the centre of the floor. Gradually, the others dance around them, holding invisible partners.
Do you want to dance? I took her on the floor. The crystal ball smashed the light into a million pieces. A shattered lake at sunrise. Down the floor we skate. I push her fire with mine, and backwards she goes to the gentle signal. No horse moved better, and I move my left leg, which was for a second leaves me hanging on her thigh. Then she moves hers, swish. Then she's hanging on mine like I'm striding through the sea. Our fires clashing and slicing past each other like huge cathedral bells, whispering past flesh-encased nylon, feeling all the time knees, pelvis, stomach, hands, fingertips, grip, smell, moving, interlocking fingers, ice flows, melting, skin, silk weft and warp. Blood red lips gleaming, pouting, stretching over her hard, sharp and wicked-looking Hampsteads. Words dripping out her red mouth gush like honey. I lap it up. Odours rising from the planet of the flesh. Gardens after light showers, hawthorn and wild mimosa, Woolly's best, crushed veggins, lipstick, powder, gin and tonic, all swarming together on one heavenly nerve-numbing swill. Meanwhile, huge mountains of achy, fleshy worlds are drifting past each other, holding their moons, colliding and drifting apart again. The light stings, the journey is over. The guitarist, splattered in acne as the rude knife of light stabs him, crushes his final shattering chord. The ball of fire stops, and I say, thank you very much.
Okay.
Speak again, bright angel.
I think I'll have a gin and tonic.
You're avoiding your destiny by diversions.
Tomorrow and tomorrow.
I waited for you all day on Sunday.
There's something on my mind.
Come on home. I'll cook you a plate of spags.
Rather eat the air promised crammed.
You must be starving.
Preparing myself for the battle on Saturday.
You come over after.
Yes, long after, if I am here.
Are you scared?
Not a job.
Why are you so mean? You told me you loved me
You would have
once.
been deceived.
Oh, blessed Mike, why art thou not in constant training for the events?
How do you know what I do all day? Who watches my mental exercise? Detects the secret plans I make, an armoury of weapons stored in the forceful regions of my brain. I'll hypnotise the beast and psych him out. Drinks all round.
Here's to the end of the Hoxton King.
Destruction of the stinking dragon.
The ogre falls. Hideous and most sweet revenge.
No more trembling in the stresser.
Pull the birds we like.
Safe conduct to the supermarkets. Unimpeded entry to the Esoldo.
Sleep tight at night.
Noisy mouthpieces. No frighteners.
No knifing from bumper cars at Battersea. Our motorbikes safe from slashing tyres.
No more dreaded smells.
No more terrified cats.
Shaking OAPs.
The Hackney Marshes.
The Hackney Marshes.
You could have been, if you tried, a manager, a solicitor, or even a representative of a firm of ladies' underwear manufacturers. Your uncle would have helped you. I'm sure you would have liked getting into ladies' underwear. Look at your cousin Willie.
Wife, 3 kids. Responsibilities. House in Collingdale.
Detached?
Mark 2 Cortina, 15 grand a year.
They follow Mike as he runs away from the train of responsibility that pursues him, and they circle stage and sit.
Mike whips round and makes a speech to the audience.
Why should I yoke myself to 9 to 5? Stand shoulder to shoulder with a dreary gang who sway together in a tube or get acquainted with parking meters. Be a good citizen of this vile state. So I can buy an ultra-smart hi-fi and squander fortunes on pop singles. What do you do at night between the sheets but dream of mortgages? And oh dear, the telly's on the blink. We're going to Mallorca again this year. You, who've never raped a virgin day, with adrenaline assault upon your senses, but aggravate your spine to walk while grovelling for a buck or two, smiling at your boss, and spend heart-wrenched hours at the boutique deciding what to wear, ragged up like Chelsea poofters. Or chase some poor mutt on Sundays, mad keen to commit some GBH upon it, and birds like screaming hyenas with teeth and scarves flying, make your usual boring death-filled chatting smelly country pubs with arseholes like yourself. No, that's not for me. I'd rather be told and live in a corner of a dungeon for others' uses.
The Hoxton gang with their leader, Curly. They appear to lean against a lamppost, each facing out like 4 gargoyles, a hard light from overhead.
Night and silence. That's what it's all about.
You're right, Curly. Oh, son of night. The atmosphere's double strong, star-filled, perfect evening for a fight. The echoes of our studs on lonely streets, the smoke of cigarettes, thickening in a blast of light like fiery dragons. In our lair we hover, smelling blood, our leathern wings glistening in the dewy air.
The odd moth hanging about and eyeing up the scene, banging his fretful wings. Oh, let me in, it says, to the hungry flame.
Then out he goes like a light double choked to be so scorched up.
Right, burnt up he was about it.
Laughter, cackle, silence.
In such a manner doth the fretful moth of Stanford Hill bang against the light that we give out. He wants to be let in, and then back. We wait. We've time. I don't think he will be late. I sense him now weighing up the scales of chance, thinking thick regrets. And oh, what a mug am I! Swallow it, he thinks. Turn yellow, at least you'll keep your face. The one the birds do like to chase. You'll lose the other, the one you'll never show again to mates.
He does it to be the king of his bankrupt domain, to cancel out the bum he is at home, so he can spout out to the world that he's got clout, and make the teeny boppers moist their flowers and holler, "Oh, Michael," so he can stand up west and join the firm of grievous rape, robbery and death solicitors to the realm.
I'll not disappoint him. I am guaranteed against default. Reckless in my desire to give value. Fear no marks upon my well-worn face. Have naught to save, but welcome all. I'll make love to him. My caresses will start their long journey in hell. He'll not see it coming, only feel. I'll embrace him like a hungry bear. My hands will find his body's treats and practice on his bones. We'll dance, and then I'll look into his eyes, wet with tears of thankfulness, as I do renovate the house he lives in. He'll whisper like a gaping lover to the background of splintering sounds, as he hears the music of his body's walls snap and crack. His heart will beat a terrible drum and want to burst to spread some numbing, death-relieving darkness. So come on, scum.
Cafe of Mike's mates.
2 teas, Joe.
Sugar?
1, sir.
Got any sandwiches?
Sold out.
Oh. Do you suppose it's possible to organise one then?
Not now,
Why not?
because it's late.
Oh, go on then, don't be a fat pig.
Closing.
Sod you slimy middle-aged fart.
I hope you starve. The time will come when nobody comes into this dung heat, and your family's condemned to catch rats to eat, whilst your children crawling lice and your wife's hair falls out. May your daughters be gang raped by blacks and your house burnt down with your kids screaming whilst you sit here canting your gelt, you scheming piece of dog shit.
All right, I'll make you a sandwich. What do you want?
Roast beef and coleslaw and toasted brown.
Just watch it. Next time you'll go too far and say something you'll regret, okay? Half an hour ago, Mike's cut his hair, greased it. He can't grip there, so as to introduce his knee upon Mike's head. They're shrewd. We should have been there, we should.
Then why weren't we? Case the others jump in. And if he's out in front?
Dunno.
Well, you're his mate, ain't ya?
Well, so are you.
Yeah?
He's mad to go. What does it prove to swallow? It's no shame. We know Mike's tough. Ignore those bums. That's what I say. He'll swallow nothing. So he'll taste nothing bitter in his mouth like us. He goes because he has to. And for us. You know that's true. He goes for you. Sid comes downstage, alone.
Once, in Soho, a while ago, round the back streets, walking one night to catch a tube, I wandered round the alleyways. A saunter for no reason but to stretch my pins. Up in the window was this bird. A right cracker she was. I stopped and caught her staring down. A red lampshade that tells all. I don't know why, but I was tempted by all the mysteries that glow foretold. I pretended to be staring in the shop window, transistors and electrical equipment, but up above was the socket I needed for my plug. A card said, Sally, 2 flights up. I found myself upon the stairs. Grim smells and rot. Knocked on the door.
Sylv at home pouring a drink upstage.
I hate to drink alone. Sometimes I must. It quells the energy I have, which I'd rather spend on someone. Some him. Or him. He leaves me with it bottled up and spare. I drown it out. My youth is going up the spout. In love that's wasted, I have to stay in alone. How many others are like me? Alone in boxes, waiting for someone, or the phone to ring. What's the use to wait? And if he does, a thing of shreds and patches.
Sid and Pearl downstage.
So well, I knocked upon the door, and this scrubber opened it, looking like nothing on earth, while far below it was a mystery, I thought. She smiled and showed a gap or 3, and the rest was black, and on her face a cake of slap 1 inch thick at least. I thought, I can't do this. I had my wages in my belt, not much since times were hard, and Mum needed the gelt for rent and clobber for the kids, and a coat as well. But even so, I couldn't turn back. Hurtled through a quick time for, oh, don't ask. It cost a bomb.
You promised, Sid. You said I could have a new coat.
Found myself outside the electrical store. And nothing to show except a rancid shag and wages short. Felt sick and empty. I couldn't buy my wife a winter coat. I sacrificed my wife for that. I'm sorry, Pearl, I said. I earned a few bob less. You'll have to wait a week or 2. Felt real vile. She said,
You promised, Sid. You said that I would have a new coat this winter. That's what you said.
I know I did. Don't go on. Don't start nagging. I'll sweat out my guts for you. I'll break my balls that you should not go short.
Don't shout in front of the kids.
I sit down by a bench all day, machining trousers for 5 bob, and dust choking my lungs, the noise and the machines, you wouldn't believe it. And 50 in a room. 10 pairs of pants a day I slog to make, cut and trim, then throw them to Greek to finish off and put flying, and then at the end Mike to press them. I've got calloused hands already from the shears, a spine that's curved forever, and a cough that can't be cured by all the medicines in the world that's known to man. To make a haven for my family, which is a little heaven. So don't get on my tits.
Okay. I'll wait. Sure, I can wait. You want a cuppa?
I wouldn't say no to a nice cuppa, Pearl.
I hope Mike's okay. I haven't seen him since yesterday.
Well, does that surprise you? You look surprised, as if that's something new. that he appears when you see him and not before. A plague he's been to me. It's cost a bomb.
What did?
Nothing. What did I say?
You said it cost a bomb.
Oh, I was miles away.
In the cafe, or Mike walking, the following can be said either by a chorus of lads or by Mike lecturing the lads' still faces. For continuity, Mike should be alone.
At least the joy of being strong.
Or owning your own body.
Your capital's your guts.
In your hand you hold the pleasures or the pain of the Western world.
This could be the instrument of life.
Or death.
What's it to be?
Either way you have to choose.
You who watch and never had a chance.
You look the only way.
How many times did you want to lash out?
Give vent to what you felt.
The bile that's choked within.
Instead, ate humble pie.
How often did you want to impress the missus?
Be Charles Atlas and kill the dragon like St. George.
And how often did you tremble in your socks?
Afraid in case you lost.
Or broke a nose?
Painful.
Damaged an eye even.
There's lots to fear.
And swallowed some offence?
Mouthful of slagging vile.
And wished next day.
When safe at home, you had taken chances.
And memory to chat about on wintry nights to all the kids.
Of how you were a hero.
For a while.
Never mind, you made a bomb in wholesale, made a fortune in the market like a lucky Joe.
Beneath it all, you wanted at some time to be a hero of your dukes.
To emulate John Wayne.
Or some other prince of celluloid.
Because that's your courage that you stake.
Your guts you gamble on the street.
Opposing some hard tear away.
And whipping.
That's worth a lot.
You know it in your heart.
How many carry an emblem of some shame?
Some insult not yet purged away.
That gnaws your very vitals.
You forget, you say. Ignore that cad.
Don't get mixed up with the riffraff, darling, says your dolly bird.
Jump into a cab.
Agree with her, they're not worth it.
Ignore the mob.
Yet underneath it all, you wish there were a Bruce Lee tucked away.
Or a Mike.
Instead, you pour a drink and guess about an incident at school, when for a minute you stood up to wrath.
You played innocent again.
And yet again, rerun the entire scene.
Imagine what you would have done.
Had you the chance again?
Let him say it once more. You utter in your dreams.
Too late.
And if you had the chance again?
Would it have been the same?
But knights are born, not made.
The others stand round and watch.
They march off as a tight group and comfort Mike.
See you tonight then.
Birds in the club?
Don't feel well, Mike.
Gotta fix me scooter.
My mother's sick.
Don't let me down, will ya?
Of course, yeah.
absolutely.
Not Mike, we're talking about. Sylv's pad.
What are you doing here?
Aren't you pleased to see me? I had to see you. Wish me luck, I got a little flicker in my guts, I must confess.
Of what?
That and sick all mixed.
Then don't go.
Have to.
Why?
Sylv, the fates have wrapped me up. To be delivered this night. I've got to go. Revenge is one. Strong one for a pal. As for the rest, what else is there to do? Sure, there is always a day that has to come that you would much rather avoid. Postpone and send a card. Forgive me, but I can't make it this week. You lie in bed and sweat. Hope the daylight never comes. It's not tomorrow anymore. It's now. The readiness is all. But after, if I'm still around, I'll pop on over.
I wanted much more than that. The occasional hello, love, how are you? You busy tonight? Shall I come round? To sit and wait is not my idea of paradise. In case you decide this is the night that you decide to come, and what do we do but pass the time until it's time to go and say, see ya, I'll be in touch. I'd like to be there for a man who lives for the moment so I can live for the moment too. When we can meet and protect that which we grow together within me. Not here, love, here's a ton. Go get it fixed, £100 to kick it out. Buy back the space I'd rather fill, £100 to kill. That's easy for the man in love with death and pride. You are more keen to see your Oxton pal so you can be a tearaway, the king of Stamford Hill. If you gave me as much as you gave him, I'd be so happy. If I obsess you half as much, you'll give each other all the thrills you are afraid to spill on me. You were in love with him, not me. So go, enjoy yourself, be free. Far easier for a hand to make a fist than hold it open for a caress. Easier for you to smash yourself into his body than to mine, to make yourself into a ball of hate wound up so you can hide yourself from what you fear. Be a hard man, 'cause our covers are soft. The softness underneath is what you fear. My woman's body tells me. It's soft to make things grow. Its softness breaks down your rocks. Can destroy you like water wears down stone. Go to your lover, mate. Go. And don't come back. Go. Be alone. And who will put you together again when you're a pile of broken bones?
Thank you very much. I'll bear in mind all what you said. I spit out all my inks, confess my guts. Wished I bit my tongue first, before I let those soppy words crawl out of my gob. I had a shred or two of that, I do confess, and that is all, no need to make a song and dance. Accuse me of some vileness in my act with you. It takes two to tango, don't forget that. Anyway, I'm here, aren't I? I'm here, aren't I? I come to you, don't I? There's no one else. At least you get the best, sometimes the worst. That's what it's all about. That's how it goes. That's what they spat in church even. For better or for... I'm sorry you don't find me your ideal. You never will. You birds have scored into your head. Some geezer all identikit are Mr. Right. But they never can and never will fit the little pictures that you make. So without more ado, I'll take my leave of you.
Street.
Didn't even wish me luck even. I don't know, I'm all alone. That's how it goes. My mates have fled, left me for dead. And most pernicious woman left me too. I need a friend, need someone, something. Just to tell it to tell me I'm okay. I'm good. No, I don't need anyone. I need revenge. That's something to get on with. That's a start. Don't take away my race on dirt track. Don't take away my art. I'll be myself again. But now a numbing sickness is sliding down my gut. I'll force it back. I clench my fist. It feels like jelly, like a baby's paw. If only I had the strength of a kitten, I could win. I see myself reflected in a window pane. A death skull stares me in the face. Where is my resolution? Where the spleen that had me think I was the king of the master race? A demon came and sucked my blood. They sense victims and hover like bats. The filthy beast. You go in sick, but once you start and get the first sting in your face, you never forget your problems. Like an actor on the stage, scared shitless in the wings, but once he's on, then he's the king.
Chorus rushes on, reflects Mike's walk upstage.
You can do it, Mike.
Didn't wish me luck even.
How do you think you'll do?
He's mad to go.
No blood of mine.
Hers?
Minute, Mike. Acne Marsh.
Chorus leaves the stage. Mike is alone. He acts the battle.
He hits me with a hook. I'm down. A bolt of fallen ox rumbles slow, then smashes me with a right, and now I sway, a drunk looking for a hold. A volley hard straight comes whipping out, smashing home. I go down slow like the Titanic, but grab a hold on the way and drag him down, leaking red from all openings, but still I hold him close. He can't be in too close. With my almighty arm, I lock his neck into a vice. Where do I get the strength? The brute's amazed, thinking it was all done, but he finds his head being smashed into the wall. But like he's made of rock, he twists himself from out my grip like some mad demented bull, and snorts or screams and kicks, but this time I dodge the sledgehammers and hold him at bay, alive again, as if the blows have woken me from some dead sleep. I'm myself again. We move and circle, it's quiet as the grave, all tense waiting. The beast kicks out and hard, I grab a leg and down he falls, hard but with almighty strength. The brute is up again, sneers and foams and rams his fingers down my throat, grips hard. The others round about screaming, kill the bastard, tear out his guts and rip his balls off. I pull his wrist and then we twist, fall, rolling, each trying to find a hold and lashing out from time to time. Knee, elbow, head, boot, whatever finds itself unoccupied and free for service. We break away and stand streaming like two dragons, a breathing flame, fighting to the death, each waiting for the other to move. Still, just the sound of breath. Then in the beast goes and fast and throws himself on me like to annihilate me once and for all. I go flying back, thrown in a massive hate and crush, and crash both down in a welter of struggling, seething flesh, twisted, foaming, heaving, screaming. I'm stomped on, sounds unearthly, I heard. I fear it must end, and bad. He's on my chest, his fist drawn back. One horrible, almighty gnarl of bone and brought it crashing down onto my face. Pow! And then again, pow! And now again, pow! I can hear the sickening crunch, but I protect how I can. Draw energy from the deep and thrust my hand out underneath his jaw. With the other I smash it home. The brute stumbles, pulled off balance. My face is crimson, blind by blood. I whack with one hand. I'm upon him now, spraying his blood on both like we were swimming in it. This time, grip his throat, hold it fast, tight. After long we topple over again. Right, slow like prehistoric monsters. The beast screaming, words spitting out, no meaning, splattered curses. He bears like the pants again. I then kick. It lands on dead square in the face, then follow up both ends, working like punch like you never saw. But you wouldn't believe the strength of the brute. Inhuman-like, grinning like a gargoyle. He stands there, says, come on, do something, and charges again. I can't believe, as if my own powers mean nothing. See hopelessness and fear now flooding in as fast as strength is flowing out. We grip each other for a hold, to throw one or the other down, but I'm losing all belief. I'm down, as if it's better here, like just covering my face. I'm kicked, pow, once, twice, pow, feebly attempt to rise, pow, kicked down the fourth time in his glee, too keen, he misses, slides over on the bloody slippery deck, heavy as lead. I climb up in agony, but do not miss the chance to connect the monster's head with a bone-shattering well-aimed knee. It drops him dead. It looks surprised, astonished, and for luck, throw all my weight into a right which crashes open, all in his skull. Out go the lights. Pow! The Hoxton King keeled over, toppled, crashed down in one terrible long rasping blood-gurgled moan. Then it was over. He twitched, raised his head, spewed between his bloody teeth the words, "Nice one," then lay quite still. Me yelling. The lads about looked sick and pale, were shattered in their souls, and thought the future black. I wiped the blood away, put on my coat. They parted quickly from me when I left. I staggered into casualty at London Hospital, who fixed me up.
Gang as group like cheerleaders. Trot around the stage to give him a hero's welcome.
Well done, mate. You done us proud, mate.
Terrific.
Yeah, so we heard. Report was trumps.
From far and wide.
Your triumph sung to the four corners of the manor.
You look a mess.
But hold your head up.
You're the ace.
Yeah, my nose is broke, my lovely profile's gone.
Ah, you'll get it back.
You look better than ever once it heals. Don't fear.
Sensational it were, I swear.
My heart was out there for you.
Stomping in my chest like 50 insane drummers.
When you got up and curled your right,
I said a little prayer for its journey into space.
he didn't know what year it was.
I don't care, mate.
So where were you? Deserting me, you men of little faith. All mouths and trousers when it comes down to the crunch. You could have shown your face at least to plonk your minces on the scene should tricky business raise its ugly face. Instead you wait for news of my impending fate. It's over now. It's done. So what's it all about? I've had enough of this. I'm out.
Mike creeps into his house, enters Pearl and Sid's room for the first time.
Hello?
What? Look at your face.
Mike, oh, God, what happened to you?
I had a fight, but I won. I did it.
So? Look at you. What do you want, a medal?
Nah, I just wanted to tell you. It's the last one I'll have.
So, tell me something new.
Leave him, Sid.
He's proud. He comes in here to tell us he's proud?
It was hard. Yeah, I'm proud. His gang did up little Harry.
Oh, don't give us this talk this time of night. You're gang warfare, a gangster I've got, and he comes in like a hero.
I just wanted to talk to you.
So, you've talked.
I needed to tell someone.
Oh, so you've told me. What do you want me to do?
Nothing. Just nothing, you miserable lump of complaint. That's all you've done all your life. What else are you good for? Nothing. And you give nothing. I've listened to your miserable snivelling complaints for years. I've had enough of you. Swollen bag of useless opinions like all the old sods like you.
Don't aggravate your father. His ulcer's killing him. Go to bed. Wash your face and go to bed. You don't look well, son.
Oh, you've tied yourself to a lump of concrete and it's sinking into the swamp.
And who's complaining?
I am.
Don't worry about me. Go to bed.
Okay.
Mike exits.
Tell him in the morning to go. He has got to go. I, for one, can't take any more, so tell him. Pearl is our son, but he's gonna get out of this house. I can't take it any more.
I'll tell him.
Well, make sure you do.
I will. I said I will.
He's got to go somewhere and do something. I don't want him around anymore. I'm sorry.
In the morning, I'll tell him to go.
Now, don't soften up and change your mind.
I will tell him. It's best for all of us.
You'll
if he went.
You'll tell him that.
Yeah.
Because this can't go on like this.
I know that.
Then we can have a bit of peace in our old age.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
of course. I'll tell him in the morning. I'll tell him he must find somewhere else to live and not come back this time.
I did my best.
Yeah,
Didn't I? It sounds as though I didn't do well. Didn't I or not? Did I show him those ways?
no. I did.
What you talking about?
For me, he saw that. Not to fight was to give in. He saw that I never fought back. So he had to.
You'll tell him in the morning to go.
Epilogue.
I can't go on like this. Look at me. My nose is out of joint. I can't see straight. I got no job to speak of, but I won. I beat the beast. With my own two hands. I reached out and defeated what they feared. I conquered my own doubts when sick inside. That's great. So tell me where to go and what to do and what's the trick that makes for happy days and nights, the fireside and mates round for Xmas, the wife cooking a bird, a baby's going gaga, the colour telly on, the Daimler shining round the front. What do you do to get it? Do you thieve? Stay on at school? Or work your loaf? Inherit some cosy chunk of loot from Papa? Go on, tell me the trick. What's the clue? I need to know some answers or I'll make my own. You who sit comfortably at home, who wake up with a grin and toast and eggs, tell me what you do and how you do it. Never mind, I'll find out. I'll get the wind on you. I'll break out of this maze and sniff around your pen. I'll be the beast you fear. Until I get an answer, straight up I will. You had me do your dirt and stood around agape while I put down the fears that keep you sleepless in your beds. There'll come another beast. For every one you kill, there will grow another head.
Further epilogue. Pearl and Sid, gang as respectable people, stand behind them.
Don't worry. We did what we could. He's not bad, a little wild, but soon he'll find his head. And if he don't, well then, others will help. There are courts, police and magistrates to guide him on his way, prisons to persuade, and keep society safe. So all in all, he was no real threat to you and me. We keep our noses clean, pay our rent and rates, smile, our social smile, and leave when they call time.
But he's your son.
No son of mine.